All right. Go. You can see the phone on my leg in frame, like. All right,
maybe we should turn this into a podcast.
I'm telling you.
God damn, we're goofy.
All right. Welcome to the first episode of EternalDisco, the only time where you will lose the game of Guess the Diabetic. I'm Gabe.
I'm Dylan.
This is it.
We're going to talk about music.
We're going to talk about music. Okay, we're talking about more or less. Yeah. You know, I will say, just as a lead into this, you know, this stays in. We're not cutting this part. I love that, like, everyone that I'm sure you probably did the same thing, but, like, everyone that I've told, like, hey, I'm going to do this, like, YouTube podcast thing, and they're all like, oh, well, like, what's it about? And I'm like, fucking, and they're like, you don't even know what it's going to be about? And I'm like, no.
No, we sit on a couch and talk about shit.
Exactly. I was like,
for upwards of 3 hours.
For however long we can push the limit. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Content, baby.
Content. Long form. Algorithm.
It's pushing, baby. It's pushing.
We're pushing it out there. But yeah, like people are like, oh, you should probably have an idea. And I'm like, I feel like most of the shit that we watch on YouTube feels like, it's like that. I'm sure there's idea put into it, but it's like methodically made to feel like it doesn't have that.
Right. Yeah.
It's just
scripted, unscripted.
Exactly. I just like the idea of like fucking two dudes sitting on the couch talking about whatever.
Yeah.
This is the first episode we're going to do like or maybe this is like the fucking episode 0, you know? Yeah, like 0.1.
Yeah.
It's not the official first episode because we don't like fucking know what we're doing yet, but we're big music guys. We'll talk about music first. So it's been a year for music. It's been one of the years of all time.
One of them.
I don't know. Going into like the end of the year, I didn't have like a clear cut winner for like album of the year. Normally by this time every year, I know. Like I know what the album of the year is for me, at least. And this year I've got like 5 that I'm like, it could be any of these, which I guess is a good thing, but also just feels kind of odd. Yeah, because normally I've got like something is annoying the shit out of my friends because I'm punishing them with it by this point.
Right.
This year's just a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I've been punished a lot this year.
I've been punishing you relentlessly, and that's what led into this was just me being like, finally, I'm chiseling at the surface, and I'm seeing the cracks, and I'm like, I'm getting to him, and if I get my fingers in there and just wedge it out, the brainworms will invade, and sure enough,
I've got the brainworms now.
You've got the brainworms.
All kinds of brainworms.
Biggest metalcore hater turned metalcore listener exclusive guy over here.
It's true. Prog boys be damned.
What would Maynard think?
Oh my goodness. Hey, I still got Carnival in my top 5, all right?
Yeah, you and every other metalcore listener.
Carnival?
Dude, especially like Australian people. Oh, like everyone in like a heavy band is like, oh no, dude, Carnival.
I mean,
that's how I heard of them, is because like, I think it was like interviews with like North Lane or something from years ago. And they're like, yeah, we're basically just ripping off Carnival, and I'm listening to both of them, and I'm like, I don't really hear that at all. But
I don't hear it either.
I see the respect. I guess
they have guitars, and they're from Australia.
They have guitars, they're from Australia, and they play somewhat off the normal beaten path of music. But so what cracked the code for you to be a metalcore enjoyer this year?
Knocked Loose.
It was Knocked Loose.
Knocked
Loose. It was like
is
late last year, right?
Late last year, I listened to
Tearing the Fabric of Life.
Tearing the Fabric of Life. And then, was it like July this year?
Yeah.
The new stuff came out.
Yeah, the 2 new songs.
And I was like, I've been like off and on.
Yeah,
Upon Loss.
It's good.
But yeah, so I was listening to Knocked Loose, and they're like the greatest band to ever do it. Like,
lights my heart up with joy hearing you say that about
because
metalcore.
Like Knocked Loose, I wish that their album came out this year so we could really actually talk about it, but we will be talking about it when it drops.
Oh, we'll have a whole fucking video about it when it drops.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so like Knocked Loose flipped me around, and because they're like just like 4 dudes that just play their instrument and do it right, and then the next thing you know, they just come out with banger shit. Like nobody's like a musical genius in that band, right? Like
they're all just
they just know how to play.
They just know how to play.
They're just the tightest four dudes in a room you ever heard.
They're
in
in sync with each other.
Yeah, them, and then listen to some Callous Dowboys, like the mathcore-y, like crazy over the top.
Well, and that's like the shit now, man.
Yeah, right. Them, Soulkeeper, From Joy.
Yeah.
Just like really taking it to another level of just like what you can do. And
with the Digitech whammy pedal.
With a Digitech whammy pedal. Yeah. The stonk's going up, baby.
Dude.
But
Didn't you say you looked it up and like they're like double the price they used to be?
Oh yeah, well I know a guitarist that used to have one and he like never used it. He just had it because like he just saw it, and now they're like $400 or $500-$600 or something. Like
that's crazy.
Yeah, like there's no way that's how much they were 10 years ago.
No, it's a whammy pedal. It's probably worth like $200 maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, so the brainworms have infested deeply.
That's true. Yeah, I know. I remember listening to that From Joy album, which, man, hearing that for the first time was just like insane.
Yeah.
But I remember messaging you about it, and I was like, you're either going to love this or you're going to hate it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which one yet.
Yeah.
But check this out. And you immediately are like, this is my shit, dude. Yeah. This is exactly what I want. And I was like, yes.
If you distort your vocals and you've got PS2, as you described them, PS2 drums pumping, for 40 minutes or whatever that album is, like 30 minutes straight, like, man, they knocked it out of the park.
It's a really good album. It's definitely the most like unique album I've heard.
Yeah. Vaporwave influenced, like,
which is awesome. I was really into vaporwave.
Yeah,
back when that was a big thing.
Yeah, like mashup of like where it's like it's not like you'll see something like that. It'll be like vaporwave into the heavy stuff, but like no, they'll just keep the vaporwave going the whole time,
like in the background.
Like have breakdowns while you've got some like elevator music with like a
sax solo.
Yeah, with breakdown going on the whole time. Just insane.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
From Joy's album, From Joy, right?
From Joy, yeah. Shut up, babe. I'm listening to From Joy by the artist From Joy from the album From Joy.
Exactly. They knew what they were doing.
That's why, dude, I love that. I love when anyone does that.
Yeah.
You're listening to fucking... Yeah. Name your song after your band, after your album. It's sick.
Great. Perfect little record. One of the heavier things of the year too.
Yeah, and I got you to check out that Soulkeeper record. You said you really enjoyed it.
Yeah, in the same vein, but shinier. Yeah. But
a little bit more. It's weird to say that album is accessible in any means, but like a little bit more accessible.
That record, like I said, like shinier, but man, like, and we had talked about this before, but like, you look them up, they got like 8,000 monthly listeners.
Yeah, because the only reason I really know them is just because they're essentially a Minnesota local band.
Yeah.
My friend from Minnesota toured with them as their like photographer.
Yeah.
And was like, come to the show. And I was like, sure, man, I'll come out. And it was literally fucking Soulkeeper, From Joy, Mouth Breather, and then like a couple of like Atlanta bands that like some mutual friends really like Backslide.
Yeah.
Shit like that. It's a good show.
Oh yeah, sounds like
it was a really good show. And seeing all those bands play like the music from these albums without knowing any of it.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then they dropped one of the craziest albums.
And then both of them dropped like back to back fucking bangers. Those albums came out like the same week.
Yeah. It's crazy. And then like I just got some Soulkeeper merch. Like they're just
You
insane.
did get that shirt?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Dude.
So it's like they just have like the craziest aesthetic, and like
I thought about buying it. I might still buy it.
It's great. You'll probably see it in a video soon.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like they're like a local band that made one of the greatest sounding records of the year. Glitchy, fucking weird, trippy, like just every song's heavier than the last. There is no like back album.
It's relentless.
Yeah, there's no like back half slog. It's like it keeps going crazier and crazier.
Yeah.
So,
but no, it's good seeing like the thing is, it's cool though, is like all these bands that are like are smaller like this, like are gaining traction super fast.
Yeah.
So like, I've seen a lot of people that I know like talk about like Soulkeeper, and like fucking everybody on Twitter loves From Joy. Like,
yeah.
that shit took everybody by storm.
Yeah.
And like I was saying earlier when I was like, it might be like 5 albums that I really enjoy. Like, that's one of the 5 that I'm like tossing around.
Yeah.
The only other like heavy record that's up there with it, also from a smaller band, is probably Johnny Booth.
Yeah.
I really liked the Johnny Booth album from this year. I don't know if you ever got around to listening to it, but
I'm not sure what Johnny Booth I listened to, but Spotify definitely wanted me to listen to Johnny Booth this year.
I think it was making you listen to the last album.
Yeah,
which
probably.
Is amazing, but like, and relentless. But
yeah,
this new one is so sick.
Yeah, I like the band. Like, I don't skip the song. That's why Spotify probably keeps playing it for me, because I've let it go all the way through every time I finish a record.
Listen to the whole album, man. It's sick.
Yeah,
it's super sick.
I'll definitely have to check it out.
But yeah, and then I know, like, so we did like these are some like the smaller bands you like, but you also got back into like some like more established stuff, and I showed you some other bands that have been doing it for a minute. Like I don't even remember how I got you. I don't remember how I got like the through line to get you to listen to it. I think it's just I knew back when we were in like high school. I remember you talking about them at one point. But I was like, have you listened to the new Acacia Strain?
Yeah.
I sent you like a couple of those new songs. And you were just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This is not the same band.
Right. Like, total different from like the ha-ha riff gets slower every time type.
And then playing, what was it, all the shit from like Continent where they just put dive bombs in every song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like just, 2 albums this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, like,
and both of them are just like extremely your shit.
Yeah, exactly. Super doomy, super slow, super sludgy, and then just like,
fast.
Just the fastest,
sub 2-minute songs.
Yeah. One round of Mexican food later.
No, you're breaking the immersion. We were here the whole time.
The whole time.
We were talking about the Acacia Strain.
We were. Great set of records.
Tangentially.
Mm-hmm.
Other heavy stuff that you really like, really dirty sounding stuff.
Dirty.
Maybe the dirtiest sounding stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You really fuck with that new End record.
I do.
It's gas.
One of the better records, definitely, of the year for me.
It's good.
Just undeniably, like, I mean, hell, Will Putney got his own pedal to make that sound.
Dude.
I
wonder, did he have that pedal made when he recorded it, or did he just...
I'm pretty sure that's on the record.
Oh, okay. Well,
because it sounds totally different from the last record, like the guitar tone.
Yeah,
it's so filthy. It's got to be that.
Yeah,
like I think he had a prototype for a couple years or so.
Probably. He probably had someone make it for him before.
Dude,
it's good. I mean, I love End. I've loved End for a while.
Yeah,
a big Brendan Murphy stan.
Yeah, and seeing them live, like, they were crazy live. First time I ever even listened to them.
Yeah,
was live.
I got you to go to that show. Yeah, I got you to go to that show, and I was like, "You'd like End?" And you're like, "Fuck yeah, I got nothing else to do."
Yeah.
And it was awesome, man. They were so sick.
Yeah.
No, it's really good. Like I really liked End's first EP when they first came out.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I like some of the songs from the first record, Splinters.
Mm-hmm.
But overall wasn't super crazy about it. Didn't go back to it a lot. I probably should.
Yeah.
But this one is just insane, start to finish.
Yeah.
Their new drummer, sick, Matt.
G-word, I think.
I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
No, but he's
not even gonna try.
He's disgusting.
Yeah, he's also the drummer for the Acacia Strain.
Yeah.
After their guy left, he's now in both of those bands, so it's just like fucking big day for you.
Yeah.
Same guy.
Yeah, exactly. Like two great records by the same dude on drums. He's insane.
Speaking of things you love, Will Putney's in.
Oh yeah, hit me with it.
You don't want to tell everybody how you're the world's biggest Better Lovers fan?
Yeah, Better Lovers, colloquially in this household, the worst thing I've ever heard. Maybe ever.
They're not that bad.
They're that bad. To me.
I mean, everyone's made the same joke, I'm sure. But, like, they're missing something. Who could imagine what it is? Who could it be?
Yeah.
I like the Better Lovers EP. I don't love it. I like 30, Under 13. I like Sacrificial Participant. The other songs are fine.
Yeah.
It's a good, like, proof of concept, I think.
Right.
But I'm not super into it. And that's coming from someone who's a diehard Every Time I Die fan.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like maybe the biggest shock is that, like, I kind of, I got into ETID late, but like Low Teens and the new record, like they have a cool sound.
Yeah.
And then like I was expecting more of that.
And then Meltdown.
Yeah, and then it wasn't that. And, more power to the guy, but the vocals just aren't for me.
For Better Lovers?
Yeah, Better Lovers.
Yeah, Greg.
Like especially comparatively, right, to ETID, like.
Yeah, I mean, Keith Buckley's just got that sauce, man.
One of the most aggressive sounding dudes ever. In that style at least.
Oh yeah, it's just crazy good.
Yeah.
And he's got his own band now doing the Mini Eyes thing, but it's not.
It's like Guns for Hire.
Yeah, it's how it feels.
Yeah.
They claim that it. I don't know. They're trying to say that it's not. They're like, it's like, no, I really mesh with these guys, and they just really get me. And
yeah,
he doesn't want it to feel like a solo project, but everything that he talks about in press statements makes it like the new band from Keith Buckley.
Right.
And I'm like,
yeah. And if you hire Guns for Hire,
and you hire these guys that are literally
to pump out this music, that's like a month after Better Lovers released their music.
Well, when you look at the Belmore brothers, I believe, if you look at their like stats online or like the Wikipedia, like things that they've been involved in, all they've done is like other people's like solo records,
right? Like
Jamie Jasta's solo record, and who fucking listened to that?
Right.
No offense, but like, actually, no full offense. I don't.
Fuck it.
What's Jamie Jasta going to do? Talk shit about me? Get me more viewers?
Yeah. Oh no. Fuck.
And then I can't remember someone else that they did like a solo record for.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember offhand, but like that's the kind of vibe they do. And they did some like sludge metal stuff.
Yeah.
Which I haven't listened to it. Might be pretty cool. The song.
It's not pretty cool. I've listened to it.
Oh.
Like their stuff.
I
like sludgy, but it's a little too sludgy.
It's more like stonery.
Yeah, stonery, sludgy. Yeah, not quite my bag.
Yeah, I like the Mini Eyes songs are cool. I think they're okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think the lyrics are so.
Yeah,
Keith sounds pretty good on them. The music, the riffs just feel very like. Write me something that sounds like I should be on it.
Yeah.
But there's no flair to it.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Better Lovers has the inverse problem where it's like all this flair or just a complete tonal like mismatch of a vocalist.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. That's pretty much exactly how I feel about it.
It's like, whoa, if you combine the two bands, maybe you'd have one really good one.
Yeah, one really
bold concept.
Yeah. But
it's fine.
Yeah. It's one of the bigger letdowns, like, from all the drama ETID happened.
Yeah.
And then, like, we're getting both the bands this year, and they're both being, fair to Midland at best,
Yeah.
Like, for me, they're both pretty.
I think they're fine. They're not scratching any itches for me that I couldn't just go listen to ETID for.
Right, exactly.
That is the one benefit of that band having, so many
years.
Albums.
Yeah, right.
That we can always go back. But I mean, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
What's the better scenario? They put out they both put out two bands. We get two really good bands. They both go their separate ways forever, and we get two good bands.
Yeah.
Or they both are kind of mid, and maybe they struggle, and then maybe the sweet temptation of money hits the table, and they make amends.
Yeah,
and they're brothers again, and maybe we get Ethan back in a few years.
We'll see.
Probably won't happen, but
no, probably not. But
if it was up to me, just fucking put here's your get along shirt on Jordan and Keith.
Right. Jesus.
I'm not in their business, so I don't claim to know what happened there. I would love to know.
Oh yeah.
I'm so
I think
nosy.
everybody would.
I'm so nosy.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a whole episode speculating.
Yeah. We're gonna do drama.
We're gonna be drama YouTubers.
Drama tube, yeah.
Drama tube for sure. Why not? I mean, fuck it.
Fuck it.
You
got people you know. We could call in some favors.
We're gonna call in some favors. I'm gonna dig some dirt. Oh man. But yeah, you see, you really like the and I mean I do too. I keep saying you, like it's like, well, you really like this, but like I like the shit too, obviously. Right. Like we've talked mostly about like, with the exception of a couple, but like the very like dirty sounding side of like metalcore.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's funny for someone who is so into like prog and gent and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, gent adjacent, I guess.
Yeah.
That like the clean, like pasteurized, progressive metalcore, like your genty kind of sounding bands.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty hit and miss for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of it is Duke. I mean, it's not good.
Yeah.
But like,
it doesn't go all the way either way.
Yeah, but I mean, there's bands that do it well, and that are leading the pack. You know, shameless Silent Planet promo insert here.
Yeah.
You know,
right? Exactly.
Big fan.
Yeah.
Their new album, so awesome.
Yeah.
I know you enjoy some of it. Some of it you're like, I don't know. But it still pops up in your Spotify all the time. They're hitting that algorithm, baby.
Hey, man. Yeah, and that was actually the first band, funnily enough, that I saw a sponsored album from.
Oh,
they started doing like the sponsors.
Yeah.
Like something picked by something.
Yeah.
And it was like Silent Planet. It's like, I don't want to click on this. Because it's sponsored.
But you should.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like somebody paid money to get that in front of me. And like, that's like a big no-no. But it's the boys in Silent Planet.
It's the fucking boys.
So, you know.
Literally.
We clicked it.
Literally the boys, man.
Yeah. Speaking of the boys, maybe by the time this is out, you just went up to Atlanta and filmed a music video with them.
I did. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was a great time. Long day.
Yeah.
Long day.
13 hours, what was it?
Like 12 hours.
12 hours, yeah.
But yeah, it was a really good time. The video I mean, we might beat them to it. It's gonna be out in late January. I hope we beat them to it.
Hopefully, okay.
Hopefully.
Well, keep your eyes peeled.
Keep your eyes peeled. This is out before the video is, but yeah. If not, fun little Easter egg for
fun
you.
though. I wish I could have came, but
dude, you should have came.
Not a great day for me.
Could have dived in a pool in the middle of winter.
Should have.
Hit your fucking Wim Hof method, you know.
It probably wasn't even that cold that day.
It was like 45 degrees outside in a pool.
Yeah. Filming this like the day before Christmas, pretty much. It's like 60 degrees outside.
Oh yeah, it's like warm. Atlanta. It's super warm here. It's super warm right now.
Yeah, it's like Georgia, man. It's like the worst. But yeah, like I definitely would have jumped in a pool for a music video.
It was cool. I almost did. I just I forgot to bring another set of clothes, and God bless his soul, Garrett Russell, the nicest, sweetest human being alive.
Yeah.
Was like, I've got extra clothes, man. And I'm like, Garrett, please, buddy.
He's like,
we are not. You're this big compared
big
to me. I mean, he's got guns. He's filling it out. He's wearing like larges and XLs and stuff. Like I wear 2X, baby. I'm a 2X kind of guy.
Yeah.
He throws me, and I'm like, all right, I'll humor him. So he throws me like an XL shirt, and I'm like, okay, I could probably squeeze this on. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
But then he's like, we have the issue of pants.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, you don't need it to button or zip up. You're gonna be face down in a pool. And I'm like, okay. throws me a pair of like 30s. And I'm like, my brother in Christ.
Yeah.
My leg is not going to fit in that thing.
Yeah, it's going to look like you've been pants in the pool.
I'm going to be, I'm going to have me hanging dong in this video. You're going to see fucking my whole butthole hanging out of these pants, dude. Oh my God. I was like, no, Jesus. Buddy.
Yeah. But yeah.
It was a good time. It was a good time.
Cool record.
Good dudes, cool record. Really, really enjoy it. I will say one thing about a video shoot though.
Mm-hmm.
We got done and we got in the car to leave, and Shane turns to me and goes, "Do not play that album for the next week straight," because during the shoot, they were playing the song over and over again, and in between takes while we were waiting, the rest of the album was just on shuffle.
Right.
So like we heard the whole album probably who knows how many times in one day. I mean, I didn't care. It didn't bother me.
Right.
Maybe a couple of songs I'll start to get a little tired of, but some of the other ones, man.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean,
just goes.
And I gave it a little while, and guess what? I listened to the album like today, and I was like, yes, yes, good, it's fine. Did you? I know you listened to some of the singles because there was some that you liked before I did, which was kind of funny. But did you ever listen to the whole Spirit Box EP that came out this year?
I definitely listened to the singles. I'm not sure if I finished the whole EP.
You should listen to the whole EP if you haven't.
Yeah, but I do like it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I hate to be, world's #1 Spirit Box yet again.
Yeah.
Have I ever told you the super embarrassing story about that, by the way?
Mm-mm.
Do you not know this for real?
I don't think so.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
So, 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
This is the last time me and your brother went to Buffalo.
Yeah.
For Every Time I Die's actual final shows. So it happened. It was just their Christmas shows for the year. It just so happened to be the last ones they ever did.
Yeah.
Spirit Box played.
Mm-hmm.
Couple days after the shows. Well, let me rephrase that. Spirit Box played. They were sick.
Mm-hmm.
They're awesome. You've seen them. You know.
Oh yeah, they're awesome live.
Couple days later, we're flying home, and me and your brother are at the airport, standing in line for Delta check-in before we go through security and stuff. And we're standing there, and I hear a voice over my shoulder, and I just kind of turn, and it's Courtney LaPlante.
Yeah.
And her husband. And they're just standing there behind us. And I guess I turn, and she notices that I turned and looked and double tagged.
Mm-hmm.
And noticed that we're wearing ETID shirts and stuff. And she was like, I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah.
She taps me on the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, you guys were at the show?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. And then she heard my accent. She goes, wow, where are you from? And clearly she knows I'm, we're in an airport. She hears the thick E-haw.
Yeah.
Because she's from Alabama.
Yeah.
So, or Louisiana. One of the two. She went to Auburn, though. So she got some Bama in there somewhere.
Yeah.
She's just like, so, you guys flew up here for that? And I was like, yeah, we're big ETID fans. We've gone pretty much every year. And she goes, oh, she was like, if you don't mind me asking or something. But she was basically just like, did you see our set? Did you like it? And I was like, yeah. Yeah, I did. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, it was pretty good. She's like, have you listened to my band before? And I'm like, you're my #1 artist on Spotify this year. And she's like, I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. And I'm like, you're my #1 artist on Spotify Wrapped. And she's like, wow, that's so sick, man. And I'm like, yeah. Having to look someone in the eye and be like, I'm your biggest fan.
Unironically, the numbers
don't lie.
Yeah.
I don't know if I did it. Oh God, I don't know if I did it on my own, or if she was like, I don't believe you, or Maybe her husband was like, I don't believe you. But I recall getting my phone out and showing her that I was not making that up.
Yeah.
That I had listened to Eternal Blue like fucking however many 100 times that year.
Yeah.
She's like, that's what's fucking up, man. I'm like, this is really cool. This is going to be a really funny story one day.
Yeah. One day on a podcast.
One day on a podcast, you know?
Yeah.
What a sweetheart, though.
No, yeah.
Both of them. Awesome people.
Yeah, for sure.
Really cool. Really good band. Big fan. Glad that they're like one of the biggest bands on the planet.
Yeah. 100%.
That's like, I mean, it's like a whole thing. You know, there's like, I don't want to say the fucking baddie core, but what a term.
Yeah.
I guess it is like a little bit more of a distinction from what I was going to call it, which is coworker core, which is, you know, you're big when, so in my case, like a 60-year-old man I work with comes up to me and goes, hey man, you ever listen to that Bad Omens band? I'm like, yeah, man. Yeah, I have. That's, have you? And he's like, yeah, no, dude, when I go to the gym, man, I'm hitting legs. I listen to Octane Radio on Sirius XM. There's some good stuff on there. I'm not joking. 60 years old.
Yeah.
Shout out Jeff.
Shout out.
But I'm like, that's really, wow. Wow, they've really made it.
Right.
They really made it.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I really like that Just Pretend song. Okay. All right, sick.
Amen.
But like, you know, Bad Omens, Spirit Box, Lorna Shore for a minute there. I don't know. I don't know.
That's probably the craziest one, like, because they're just like unapologetically like white noise death metal.
Yeah,
like,
they're like a symphonic deathcore band.
Yeah, it's like if you see the waveforms, it's gotta just be a brick.
It's a brick wall.
Yeah,
100%.
Nonstop.
And then you know, the big one, I think for us, the big shock. Well, not really shock. I think we knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Sleep Token.
Sleep Token.
We were
canonically one of our joint favorite bands.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, really, really like hit the stride between like my music taste and your music taste for a long time there. Of like, I was like, hear me out, Dylan. It's like pop music, but it's got fucking the thickest thal tones you've ever heard.
Yeah.
And it's like the greatest drummer I've ever heard in my life.
Oh yeah. Shout out to.
And yeah, we've been fans of Sleep Token for a hot minute. But they really blew up this year, man. Yeah. They really blew up. You know, they're going to play
2.5 million like monthly listeners, like literally in like a month.
They're going to play Red Rocks next year.
Yeah.
Headline.
Yeah.
Red Rocks.
We might have to go there.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
That would actually be. That would be a pretty cool set to see at Red Rocks. Yeah. I bet the sound would be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
But they're also playing like Radio Music City Hall in New York, which is also pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like they're playing like these crazy venues and they're selling out instantly.
Right.
That being said, I'm going to say it. I did not care for The Godfather. No, I didn't love Take Me Back to Eden, the new album.
I didn't love about half of it.
Well, see, that's the thing is I didn't love about half of it. I love the first half of it.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, all of the singles, because the singles came out and like I really liked them and I listened to them a lot.
Yeah.
I do wish they would have stuck with their old producer. Maybe they did kind of go for a more I don't know, more of like whatever the meta is for how things are produced right now instead of like their more unique older stuff.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that. I mean, it wasn't like bad enough to really care. But yeah, I remember being hyped for the record, and then it got closer and closer and closer, and then the album finally came out, and I listened to it and was like, oh, I only like the singles.
Yeah.
Almost all of the other songs.
And the singles just basically down the list for the first half of the record.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that kills it for me.
Yeah.
Whenever you release a bunch of singles, if they're in order. See, I was thinking that maybe whenever they first started releasing it, maybe it was going to be another Sundowning type situation.
Right. Release the whole album.
Because they were doing it for a minute where it was like, here's a single, and then the next day, another single. And then they wait 2 weeks, here's a single, next day, another single.
Yeah.
And then they broke that pattern after those first 4, I think.
Yeah.
Because people were theorizing that it was going to be, something like that.
Yeah.
And they didn't,
Basically, the big issue with it, besides the fact that they front loaded the record, and the front half was so good, it's just how like bad some of the back half of the record is. It's some of the worst shit I've listened to.
Dude, that I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't even think about it until recently, until someone else pointed it out, and this was someone who was like a Sleep Token like super fan.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that. Are You Really Okay song?
Yeah.
Garbage.
Horrible. Like one of the worst songs I've ever heard.
It's bad. Like, not even just like, oh, it's bad on an album that would be pretty good without it. No, it's just a bad song.
Yeah. It's like Sleep Token said, fuck the pop, fuck the inexplicable trap
it was
influences in the rapping. We're going full butt rock for one song.
Not even full butt rock, but like fucking sappy butt rock. Like,
right.
Like the
Creed core.
I wish it sounded like Creed.
Yeah,
I would be more
like
into
Creed,
it.
It'd be sick.
It was like the lyrics of that song are like the fucking, no, you're beautiful, don't cut yourself, let me kiss it or something. It was gross. It was weird, and
which they already did that 10 years ago or whatever with Jaws, like that whole
which is their best song.
Right, their best song. It's also like that whole situation. So it's like
Jaws is
yeah. I mean, Sleep Token was a band. I won't even say they missed with this album because like maybe 60% of the record is still really good.
Yeah, you know what?
But it's just like it's a stumble when they've had like almost a perfect run.
Yes.
Even back from like Calcutta and Nazareth or whatever, like all the old stuff, Jaws, like.
Well, that's the thing is like I was looking at my like note that I have of like all the albums I've listened to this year that I liked enough to put on some sort of potential album of the year list.
Yeah.
Which I got to like an even 100.
Yeah.
It's crazy people talk. Apparently.
Crazy. Absolutely.
But I was like debating for a while, like if I was even going to put Sleep Token on the list. And then like the further I got into it, I was like, no, don't kid myself. I do like more than half the album.
Yeah.
It's good enough to go on some sort of list. It probably won't be in my top, 25, but it'll be on the list.
Because I think for both of us, like Sleep Token's still in our Wrapped.
Yeah, it's like number 2 on mine.
Yeah.
Because
was
that's
like
the
number
thing.
4.
I looked at my stats from West FM for it, and it's like the first half of the year. They were like my most played artist by a long shot. Because basically I was riding the hype of those singles and listening to the singles like every day.
Every day.
And then because of that, I would also go back and listen to the last album and Sundowning as well, like both of the 2 old albums.
Yeah.
And I was padding my numbers for this band, listening to the old stuff. And then the new album finally dropped, and literally you can see it gets like climbs until May, and then goes boop, and I never listened to them again all year, pretty much.
Right.
It's crazy. I mean, the album's not bad. I just wasn't crazy about it.
They're shooting for that demographic, right? Like there's a group of people who probably don't even know they made other music. That Take Me Back to Eden is like their album of the year.
Yeah, I mean well, that's the thing is like, here's the thing. People, if you're like, oh, I like the old stuff, I don't like this new shit, it's bad. They're gonna accuse you of being like a gatekeeper or something like that. Wouldn't be a gatekeeper. First of all, gatekeeping good sometimes. Maybe we need it.
Yeah. Right. It's like, hey, if
But really, it's not even that. It's not even that. I think I was talking to my partner about this, but I was like, it's not that I don't want people to like this band, because like since the beginning of this band, I was like, they're doing this whole like pop crossover thing, like they could be huge one day, and that would be really cool. And then it happened, and like a monkey's paw curled. And I was like, no, not like that. Yeah. So like my thing is like, I don't want people to not like this band. I just want them to be fucking normal about it.
Yeah. Very abnormal behavior, though.
Very sus behavior. Very, you guys need to, I don't know, drink some cold water.
Yeah.
Maybe chill out.
You see one like Instagram comment where they're just like, not really digging the new stuff. And then 6,000
people are like, die.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally die. How dare you?
Yeah. It was hilarious to me because it was like right when the album dropped. And I was like, whatever. You know,
it's that image, man. People are horny for spooky people, man. He be wearing fucking cloaks and
the body paint and
the cool masks, and now they look like Slipknot members. Have you seen the new stuff?
Mm-mm.
You haven't seen that? Oh my god.
No.
Jamie, pull a picture of that up.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. No, I have to show you the new band member. So his outfit's the same, but the band members now have unique outfits instead of just the black mask and the like all black.
Mm.
And it's not. They look like Mudvayne.
Oh, don't get me started on Mudvayne. I love them, but
Ding ding. No, but yeah, people were very like about. I mean, I don't know. They're look. I'm not here to kink shame. All right.
Yeah.
Unless you want me to, kink shaming is your kink. But
right.
you know, people can like what they want to like. They can act how they want to act. I am also allowed to judge for it.
Right. 100%. Especially when you're weird about a band.
Being very weird about a band. I don't care if they're anonymous or not. That's fucking people, dude. Be normal. Fuck. But I don't know. He doesn't help. That's another thing that I'm not like crazy about now. Mm-hmm. Is like they commit to the bit, right? They've always committed to the bit, but they started like not committing to the bit on stage.
Yeah,
he'll do like push-ups and like fucking I don't know like Fortnite dances or some shit. Like I don't know if he's just like on stage like fucking hitting the gritty, right? Or fucking flossing. I don't know. I don't know. I literally saw a video the other day of him doing like push-ups, which is weird. And then I saw another video of someone, I don't know what song, I think they were playing like Granite or something. Mm-hmm. Someone just threw fucking cat ears on stage.
Yeah.
And he picks them up and puts them on top of the hood and everything. And it's just like, with the cat ears on. And I'm like,
you either got to be a cool guy or you got to be Vessel, right?
Like, if you want to do funny shit like that, that's cool. Yeah. I'm cool with that. But don't do that while you're trying to be all spooky and inviting people to rituals and shit.
Consume. Oh, man.
Worship.
Yeah.
I don't fucking do. I don't know, man.
It's something, all right.
It's something. It's going to be cool to see where it goes. I wish the best for them, but, you know.
Yeah.
I hope whatever they release next is gas. I hope they go back to their old producer. But also, like, I don't care if they're the biggest band in the world, man. They deserve it. They did crack the code. They made it accessible for people.
Yeah, especially now that the 3-album cycle's kind of over and wrapped around on itself.
Well, that's the thing is like talking about like the new costumes and stuff. I'm wondering if that's going to lead into like a whole like image change and like maybe a new thing.
Yeah. Definitely excited to see what they do next. Just give me more Vor, please.
No. Google that.
Jamie, pull that up.
Can we quote you on that? You would like more what?
Yeah, I'll take more Vor.
More Vor.
Yes.
Fucking Dylan Impreg fan art can win.
Please. I mean, fuck it. Send it. I'll take it. I don't care. You'll never see it again. It's gonna go into the deep files on my computer.
Oh no.
Donald Trump couldn't drain that swamp.
Jesus Christ.
Oh God.
Oh man. Let's talk about something that's not fucking heavy music.
Oh yeah, let's
get into my realm of things.
Yes.
Let me make you pop-pilled.
Yes.
2024 is the years of pop music for you, my man. Maybe. We're gonna get there.
Yeah.
I also do a lot of pop music. I got you to like I got you to try out the Japanese House this year, and you were pretty into it.
Japanese House is cool.
Good band.
Super good.
Been a big fan for years.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me you were like saying something about how like, God, what was it? That you thought it reminded you, or you were listening to like Paramore
Yeah.
or something, like After Laughter,
Mm-hmm.
and it reminded you of that.
Yeah, like the.
And I was like, I wanted to be a dick. I wanted to be like, yeah, woman, ooh, a woman singing over a guitar, you know. But I was like, no, I mean, it's a stretch, but I get it because it's like Paramore on that album played with like the new wave and like synth pop kind of stuff that like kind of fills in the wheelhouse of the same inspiration that like the 1975 gets their stuff from.
Yeah.
They don't go about it the same way, but there's kind of a through line there. And then obviously Japanese House takes a very obvious nod from the 1975. See, that's my mission. I got to get you into the 1975.
We'll see.
I will find a way. Life finds a way. Japanese House. Awesome record.
Yeah.
Sunshine Baby may be the best song of the year.
Yeah.
Like
great album art too.
Great album art.
I love it.
The circle.
The circle. I mean, but like that's the album like that I could draw, so that's great.
That's an album I could draw, and I've got this like, fucking artistic skills of a caveman.
10 million monthly listeners or whatever.
Yeah.
Damn it.
But dude, again, I mean, but here's the thing: you're like, damn, and then you listen to "Touching Yourself," and you're like,
I mean, "Touching Yourself" is definitely top.
A song, dude. Yeah. That is like so good.
Yeah, definitely one of my favorites out of the pop sphere this year.
I recently got you, as recently as today, I think, you were listening to the new Caroline Polachek album, finally.
We watched the Tiny Desk.
Yeah.
And they got me to listen to the record.
Because, dude, her voice is insane.
Yeah.
Like, you hear the record, and you're like, well, it's not like she could do that in her life. Yeah. And then you watch the Tiny Desk, and you're like, the fuck? How the fuck?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you can do a little bit of magic here and there, but you can't really do magic with a camera pointing right at your face like that in a minimal soundproof room, you know?
Yeah. But no, like that, like production on that record is crazy.
The engineering on that album is like a god tier. I don't know if you've listened to it with headphones on yet, but oh my god, the mix is absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Caroline Polachek album is so good.
Definitely a goat.
That came out like February, I think. It's been out for a minute. I've been listening to it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Paramore, I'm a big Paramore guy.
Yeah, Paramore pilled over here.
I've always have been, always will be, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, I finally got into some of their newer stuff because like the last I had ever heard of them was Back Riot.
Which is crazy. I gotta show you some of their like. I'm sure you've heard some of the hits from like self-titled album. Yeah. But like some of the deep cuts from that album.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so like the last. This is just a anecdote here, but the last song on the self-titled album is called Future.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 7 minutes long or longer.
Yeah.
And it's literally like lo-fi recording of them. Like you can hear the metronome like sitting in the back, like strumming like a little like almost like acoustic thing.
Yeah.
But then it turns into like you can hear them walking into the studio room where they're playing like live.
Yeah.
And it's like a shoegaze, like post rock, like just gets louder, like this big crescendo for like 7 minutes.
Damn.
It's awesome.
Hell yeah.
You would love it.
That sounds pretty fucking sweet.
Really good song, really cool moment. That album has some of my favorite songs they've ever done on it. But their new album, which is what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
This Is Why, is also one of those like talking about there could be like 5 contenders for album of the year. Yeah, that's one of them for sure.
I know I've listened to the newest version of that a little bit too.
This is version. The one with the remixes because it's got like Barty Strange and
Barty Strange,
Remy Wolf, Julian Baker, JD and Domi Beck,
Domi and JD Beck.
Yeah, whatever.
They're the same person at this point. They're
I hate that you missed seeing them, man.
Yeah, with Polyphia.
Dude, that was
like
crazy.
Just right about jazz and fucking.
It was crazy. Have you seen how they play live?
Mm-mm.
Domi and JD Beck?
No.
She like, so it's just the two of them. I mean, it's just her playing piano and him playing the drums.
Yeah.
and they like face each other, like sit like directly in front of each other. And I think she's sitting on like a toilet or something. I don't know if it was just because it was Halloween, or that's what she just does in general.
Yeah,
it was pretty good. It was a cool set. I was a little lost. Oh, you would have really loved it. I forgot to tell you this. I don't know if your brother told you because he didn't know. I recognized it when they did a couple little parts of it.
Mm-hmm.
Part of their set is they do this like long compilation of like MF Doom songs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Austin told me that. Man, I missed that because like literally like. Yeah, MF Doom's one of my favorite rappers.
Like Jay Dilla beats. They're like basically doing like Jay Dilla stuff.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was really cool.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Who else is on that?
They came out an album this year, didn't they?
I think that was late last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that was last year. Who else is on that? Remy Wolf is on that. Julian Baker. We're going to talk about Julian Baker in a minute.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing for you. Let's see. Yeah, that remix album is awesome.
Yeah.
There's some stuff on there that when it starts off, I'm kind of like, I don't know. But then some of the features later on get just so good.
Yeah.
But you need to listen to the original record.
Yeah.
Because it's so good.
I'll get around to it. I've heard some of it. You've made me listen to some of it.
I made you listen to some of it. It's just genuinely super, super good album.
Yeah.
They did this whole like block party influence, which is pretty cool. I'm a big like indie head from like the early 2000s, like the really angular guitars and like fucking fast beats and shit.
Yeah.
So the taking inspo from that, it's pretty sick. I'm pretty into it. Speaking of Julian Baker, Boy Genius. Oh, yeah. Boy Genius, baby. I love Boy Genius.
Yeah.
Also, top 5. Probably number 1 if I'm really being honest. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm the more I think about it, the more I'm like, it's Boy Genius.
Yeah.
It's always been Boy Genius.
Right.
It was always gonna be Boy Genius.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised it was even a question for you because I figured it definitely would have been Boy Genius.
It's so good. It's so fucking good. It's just like I'm a big, very, very big Boy Genius fan. I'm a big fan of everybody in that band. Lucy, Phoebe, Julian. All their solo stuff is incredible. Mm-hmm. Every year since the original Boy Genius EP, every time that one of them has released a solo record has been on my album of the year lists. Like Julian's last record, where she finally went like full like post rock, is just like incredible, man.
Yeah.
And she's just such a good performer. And then Phoebe Bridgers has Punisher, which is probably the biggest like singer songwriter record of the last 5-10 years.
Yeah.
Basically made everybody listen to that kind of stuff again.
Yeah.
I'm sure Connor Oberst is happy. He's like, whoa, she made Bright Eyes popular again. And then Lucy being the slept on, I feel like she's slept on in comparison to the other two. Yeah. But now I think she might actually have better numbers than Julian. Her album from last year, Home Video, is just like soul crushing, man.
Yeah. It's
so good. Yeah. It's so sad. Like there's like 2 or 3 songs in there that's like, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry.
Right.
Don't cry.
Oh, man.
But them coming back together to do another Boy Genius record is just like, I don't know. It's my shit, man. I love the EP. The album is probably as good at parts. There's some stuff on the EP that I think is better overall. Yeah. But like they've really honed it in and they've kind of formed their sound. And they're fucking good at it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wish we would have seen them this year.
Right.
I'm hoping that they're gonna ride the wave and maybe go into another year touring, but probably not because they've been touring like a motherfucker this year.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, I definitely would have loved to have seen them when they came through Atlanta. That seemed like a great lineup.
That was just a bad day for everybody, but it is what it is. Oh, the homie O-Rod.
Oh yeah, O-Rod.
That O-Rod album dropped. Shout out O-Rod.
Yeah.
Olivia Rodrigo is her government name, but to us, she's O-Rod.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember, I think it was last year or something like that. Or maybe, I don't know. I guess it's been 2 years since the last album came out, but
yeah.
When when she put out her last record, I feel like I remember either you or I remember you telling me you listened to it and you liked it, and it kind of threw me off guard, and I was like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Cool, man. Which I kind of liked it, but that's, to be expected for me.
Yeah.
And I like a good bit of it, but I wasn't like crazy about all of it. I think my exact reaction to it was, there's some really good ideas here. I just can't wait to hear what she's gonna sound like when she grows up a little.
Yeah.
And like maybe isn't leaning so hard on trying to sound like some of these other pop stars that she was clearly taking influence from.
Mm-hmm.
Because that first album, there's a lot of Lorde there. There's a lot of Billie Eilish there. There's a lot of Taylor Swift there.
Yeah.
And I was kind of wanting to know what she would sound like outside of all of those guys.
Right.
And she had fleeting moments where it's like, that's you. Like the opening song, Brutal. Like, I was like, that's her. That's not the other people. That's her.
Yeah.
And that's sick. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
And then I remember this year when Vampire was the first single, it dropped, and I was like, it's good.
Yeah.
It's really good. But it kind of feels like Driver's License 2 or something.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, well, not quite what I wanted, but there's a little bit more identity here. And then the album dropped. Well, I think Bad Idea Right was the second single, and that was just 100% what I wanted. That was up the alley that I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And then the album came out, and I have not stopped listening to it since. Like, it's on regular rotation, man. It's just good.
Yeah.
And she really did basically do exactly what I was hoping she would do with this one.
Yeah.
So
I liked her Tiny Desk. I haven't listened to the album much, but if you can
listen
do
to
it
it
live, you can do it. And this is my opinion.
Yeah.
So I liked her Tiny Desk. It was awesome. So
it's a good one. It's a good one for sure. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, we could go on.
Don't worry, fellas. Just some gunshots in the neighborhood.
That was definitely gunshots. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Somebody dumped a pistol somewhere.
Yikes. Leaving that in.
Atlanta, am I right?
Am I right? That was definitely that's crazy.
Yeah.
I could go on. We could go on for this for forever because I've got a list of literally 100 albums that I've listened to.
Literally. Follow Gabe's Instagram to see his list of 100 albums.
Oh, I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna put it on the. I'm gonna put it on the Eternal Disco Instagram. You know what I mean?
Yeah, do it.
Well, that's a good first episode.
Yeah.
First episode 0, I guess.
Yeah. A primer. If you liked any of the bands listed above,
yes,
you'll like what we like to have to say.
I think going forward, we're going to do these kind of recap stuff towards the end of the year, maybe like mid-years, so on and so forth. But as this year goes on, we're going to try to do a lot of coverage on these kind of things as they come out.
Mm-hmm.
Will be really fun. And be able to do a little bit more detail in every little thing we're talking about. So if you're interested in that, let us know. Leave a comment. Yeah. Tell me in person. I'm pretty sure the first fucking however many of you that watch this video, I'm going to know.
Yeah.
Any other ideas for the channel you want to hear? We've got some other cool stuff planned outside of just us rambling.
Yeah.
Well, it is just going to be us rambling, but rambling about different stuff.
Different topics. Different time constraints.
Different shorter maybe videos, maybe longer videos. You never know. But yeah, if you got any ideas, let us know. Everybody knows that there's no shortage of two white dudes talking on a podcast for the world. Everybody needs another one.
Yeah.
And we're here to do that service for you.
We're the next generation. For the old generation.
Dear God. Dear Lord. Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. General YouTube spiel.
Yeah. Do all that.
And we'll see you on the next one.